What is going on, and good morning, guys. Today is hopefully our second to last day of harvest. It's a little bit wet right now, but that is completely fine because I've got to do chores, unload quite a few wagons, all before we start combining. Good morning, dogs. Duchess is just so excited every morning to see me. Hey. Okay, I'm headed out now. I'm gonna go feed the cattle. You guys might be wondering why we're feeding cattle. That is because we're just a little bit wet right now. The cattle cannot go out in our fields yet to graze. Our pastures have kind of stopped growing for the year, so we're just kind of in a weird transition phase. And we are going into this year with excess hay, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna go out and get a bale and unroll it for them. So yesterday when I was opening up a field, I looked and there's a bale in the waterway. Well, it was positioned in the waterway back around a corner, so that there was corn on both sides of it, and you could not see it. So I don't know if it's Dad or I, but one of us just completely forgot about it and didn't get it. So I'm gonna go grab that bale. Here's the lonesome bale out in the waterway. Got her. Okay, I just finished unrolling bales. Now I'm going to take the Defender back to Sister and go over to John's and hopefully finish filling the bin. We might need to combine a little bit more before that bin's full, but we'll see. Well, I am going to go get some, whatever they're called, fuel filters for the 14. Hopefully they're in the shop, and then run over to John's and change those out and get started, because when Dad noticed it and then didn't tell me, but I went out to pick up the last wagon last night and was pulling the hill going up from our neighbor's house, and it started cutting out. It cut out like 5 times on me. Well, that's a plugged fuel filter, so I need to pick up those fuel filters and hopefully get those changed out and the problem resolved. Filters. I don't think they're here. 3316, nope, that's the oil filter. It must be upstairs. 5019, 5020. Right, here they are, folks. Oh, and I also looked, and the filters had not been changed for like 1,200 hours, which is probably why they're plugging up. Well, good morning, gorgeous. I know, you're feeling a little bit restricted. It's almost like somebody put a mask on you. I'm sorry, we'll get that mask taken off. I'm gonna go ahead and move that tractor outside. Okay, so I haven't ever really shown much about grain bins on here before. This is our 10-inch Westfeld auger that we have come up to the top. And the grain is piled too much to the north in this bin. So we're gonna get down in the tractor and back the auger up so it dumps grain more on this side of the spreader, and that's gonna even it out over the other side. We can still fit about 1,200 more bushels in this bin. So I'm gonna go down there and back the tractor up. But this is a good view up here. So that jack was underneath there to keep the auger centered on the spreader. But since I got it back up a few inches, I'm gonna go ahead and move this jack out of the way. Okay, I've got the auger moved, and now it's ready to unload this wagon in, and then I think I can get that set and then maybe one more wagon in this bin. So as you guys can tell, it's gonna need a lot of leveling. We're about 1.5 inches from going over that side over there, and we've got 3 feet over here. So it's not perfect, but we really can't really put any more in there because that side is gonna fill up a little bit. You might be able to put one more wagon in if we shut off the spreader and leave it pointing that way. Maybe. Okay, so this right here is one of our drying bins. Most of our bins are drying bins except for a couple, but we were pulling corn out of it the other day to fulfill a contract, and the starter switch quit on the bin. So Dad just stopped unloading out of this one. So we got about 1,000 bushels left. We're gonna pull this sweep auger back and reset it to fill today. So the sumps in front of the sweep auger right here, that is set back there. Now we're gonna close the bin and fill it again. I'm in the Kubota right now. I'm gonna hook up to a wagon and go out to the field. Sorry about the wind, but we left the combine out in the field last night because it's a little dry from our house because we can't go down the road. We got to go down our field lane. Gonna check it over real quick. We did have a coolant leak the other day, but I fixed it. So the coolant's just a bit low, but if I jump up and down, it pops in the sight glass. Got motor oil. Ooh, dust is blowing everywhere. Everything with the belt looks good. Our vitals are good. Let's jump in the thing, fire it up, get the monitors fired up, and get the day started. Like I said, it's probably our second to the last day, especially because we're gonna have all of our bins full, and then we are not going to be able to go unless we have trucks to haul our corn in. All right, there we go. And light, camera, action! Okay, I'm gonna let the GPS speed up, and I'm gonna kind of idle the combine so it can start to warm up a little bit, and then we will take off and take her up to 1400 right there. We are rolling in the field. We got about 12 or 13 acres left in this field, and then we're going to go to our second class of corn. Hopefully get that knocked out. It'll be really nice to have it all done. Okay, well, just finished up.
It's 11:44. Do you want to go home and have lunch?
So just finished up this field. Gonna switch it to the next one. 20. Okay. So now we're going to go and drive the combine around the section, back over John's, fuel it up, grease it up, and then take it out to the next field. Okay, just finished the pit stop. She's got 112 gallons of fuel. I think I got every grease circle on the machine. There might have been a couple that I missed, but we're right at the 100-hour threshold for the year. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out to the field now and start at it. So we're gonna get out there, and the goal is to get as much as we can done today. We got to get all the bins full, and then we're just relying upon trucks to finish us out. So we might have to hold over and wait till tomorrow to finish if we can't get enough trucks. Well, and the elevator's gonna close, so we'll see. Okay, I am in the field now, rolling along. When we get to the other end, I'm gonna get out and do a loss check, see how bad we're doing. I know we have a lot of header loss, but part of that's just running 1063. It'd really be nice to get a different head, but you know, you can only do what you can do. Well guys, it's been a little while now. Of course you can tell it's after dark. Been rolling along. This field, our corn that was planted 2 weeks after the first corn when we got rained out, it's just not doing good. It's not doing very good at all, right? I mean, right now it's 170, and if some of you might be thinking, oh, that's good corn. Well, we were honestly hoping for over 200 on everything this year, so that's not very good. Field average is 174. There's a lot left on the table there. So anyways, we're gonna keep moving. We've got about 22 acres left in this field, and then another 5-acre patch we're doing for feed corn. So yeah, we're moving along, getting her done. Update. This never fails. Like the last 3 years that I have been combining this field, or I guess the last 3 times I've been doing corn, whatever, I've gotten back in this point and it has started raining. And true to character, it's raining again. Well, it's not actually raining. You can maybe see it in the lights. That is some form of precipitation. It's wet. Not exactly sure what it is, but I'm gonna try and finish anyways. Well, things have gotten very wet. As you can tell, there's just water everywhere. The corn head is covered in crap, but the good news is we are done, folks. We are done with, well, not quite. We've still got the 5 acres of feed corn, but hopefully it'll dry out at some point tomorrow and I can knock that out in just a little bit. But most part, we are done. There goes the last corn on the wagon. Gonna dump this and head for the shed because it is wet. You can see just how wet my window is. Very wet. The wagon tires, nice and wet. Everything is nice and wet. Even though the radar doesn't say it's raining, it is raining. And thankfully we are all but done with corn. We got to go back to the other field because we're dumping it in the bin at home for feed, which is why we didn't combine it earlier today. But
we need to figure out a headline issue
on your tractor.
Yeah,
was wondering because I just saw like 2 dots going down the road.
Driving around with 2 rear lights.
Oh. And earlier today, I looked back in the grain tank on the combine and I could no longer see any rust anywhere. And I was like, we finally got it broke. It's always gonna be in the shed. You know, there's never gonna be any rust on this again. Maybe the corn tomorrow will shine it up just a hair. And
I hope it clears up enough we can do it.
yep.